guys, it's Heather here, and I am super excited to be bringing you a brand new series that I'm going to be doing on my channel, and it's going to be all about base building. And it's not just going to be, here's a base, and this is how you build it, and you can watch me fast forward through a base build and see how to do it, and then you go and copy it, and there you go, you have your internet YouTube base. No, this is going to be completely different. And let me talk about the reason why I'm doing this and the reason why I can even do this. A few weeks or months ago, the Kingdom matched up against 3 Point Park in an arranged war, and they were an awesome bunch of guys. They were super fun on stream, had a great time with them, and their bases were crazy amazing. We struggled so bad at Town Hall 9 trying to 3-star their bases that even though we had 4 Town Hall 10s in that war, we only used 2 of our Town Hall 10 attacks out of the 8 against Town Hall 10s. That's right, we used 6 Town Hall 10s to dip, and we still didn't clear all their Town Hall 9s. That's how good their bases were. And because of that, I started talking to them afterwards, and they, of course, no surprise, they have a base building team that is completely dedicated to just building these amazing bases. And that might come as a surprise to some of you to know that in these really elite war clans that they have teams that are dedicated just to knowing and understanding the defensive meta and building the bases for their clan. And there's even some clans that build new bases every single war. So this is a whole part of the game that I think just doesn't get talked about enough. And it's just a whole part of the game that has these amazingly talented people that are doing this. And we just don't talk about it because we don't show the attacks that fail time after time after time on a base. Or if we see a base, it just becomes an internet base and everybody uses it and nobody knows why they use it. So because of all this and everything that went down, I was lucky enough to be able to talk to Joshy, who is formerly from PWC, and he is now in 3 Point Park and also WHF, and he is one of these great base builders that are in the game. And what's so awesome about that for you guys is he's willing to talk to me and to help me out and to build some bases for you guys that you can use during war. And not only that, go through these bases and talk about what makes them effective. And then once he has these bases built, I'll build them, he'll build them, and then we'll get replays from 3 Point Park and from the Kingdom clans and maybe other clans and get people to try them out and see how they can break them. So the whole point of this is to be able to give you guys some really good anti-3-star bases, but even more importantly, to start learning some of these base building tips so that you can make effective bases and not make really common mistakes and not rely on just internet bases. But at the same time, I'm going to be giving you a really incredible, amazing base that's going to be a base that you can use time and time again because we're going to test it against some of the best attackers in the game and see how they can measure up. So the first base we're going to give you guys as part of this series is an anti-3-star Town Hall 9, and we're going to nickname this base Thumper, because every base has to have a name, right? If you're going to present it out there to the YouTube community, you got to give it a name. So we're going to call it Thumper. Looks a little bit like a bunny rabbit. Here's your Thumper base. We put it out there for the Kingdom to attack, went over to 3 Point Park and allowed their guys to attack it. I don't think anybody 3-starred it from any of the clans, and probably the best test of this base is that Joshy didn't 3-star it either. Even though he's the one that created it and knew where everything was, he failed on it too. So I think this base is going to hold up really well. We started doing the friendly challenge attacks on this base before the update when healers did not trigger the air bombs and the seeking air mines. It did extremely well. So going in after the update, now that the healers are getting taken out, it's doing even better. So just wanted to let you know it's still holding up there. It's going to hold up even better now that the defense is a bit stronger. So a couple of important things to point out with this base. One, the clan castle cannot be triggered unless you take out a defensive building first and then go into the second defensive. So important to note, you have the archer queen off to 9 o'clock, off on her own. She's got one air defense with her. There is also an air sweeper that's protecting that area, and then the other 3 air defenses are far away from the archer queen. They are farther towards the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock area, and they're all in separate compartments away from the archer queen, so that's going to help protect against air. Another really important thing, one of the things Joshy said is one of the biggest mistakes that people tend to make, is you see that the wizard towers are not protecting any of the air defense, and that is on purpose. So if you check out any of the wizard towers, none of them cover over the air defense area. The reason you don't want your wizard towers protecting the air defense is you don't want wizard towers being locked on to lava hounds. The wizard towers are to take out the balloons. And so if you send in a lava hound against an air defense and it pulls the wizard tower and it distracts it onto the lava hound, that allows all those balloons to come in from behind and take out the wizard tower and everything else. So check that on your bases. That's something you might want to tweak there. The other thing I liked about this base is having those 2 builder huts up in the west 9 o'clock corner, with wall breaker AI. Both of those builder huts are going to have to go down before the wall breakers will target the inside wall with the archer queen. So it's going to slow people down, or they're going to mess up on their wall breakers sending those in. This base also has a surprise Tesla farm down at 6 o'clock. I think it's an area most people are not expecting. It's also far away from the expos, so it was definitely something that caught people off guard, and it would hurt during cleanup. Either you'd lose a lot of troops there, it would stop the queen walks that started down at 6 o'clock. There was a lot of really good things happening with that Tesla farm placed where it was. Now, another thing that might surprise you with this base is there are no double giant bombs set up. There are places where you can change the traps around and set up double giant bomb spots, but this base actually does not have a pairing of double giant bombs. And I'm finding that's something that can be even more difficult to deal with, because usually you can disable those double giant bomb spots, but even hitting one giant bomb and not having a heal available can be detrimental to those hog attacks. Another trick you can do if you want to create a double giant bomb spot without using 2 giant bombs, you can use just 1 plus 4 of your small bombs and then place those next to a wizard tower. That combined is going to give you the same effect of a double giant bomb. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about with regards to this base is compact bases are usually used against large kill squads, since the damage per second is condensed in one area, and then the attacker is going to have to use a lot of spells, early spells, and their hero abilities to be able to get through that when you have all of those defenses together. So those compact bases are really effective against queen charge, since there's no large compartments for the queen to spread out. She's going to be taking damage from multiple buildings at once, especially if she starts taking damage from, cannons and an expo. That's going to be difficult. She's going to have to use rage. She's going to have to use her ability. So it's really effective against that. It also makes it difficult to use wall breakers to get to the core. So when Joshy makes compact bases, he usually creates strips on tops of strips. For example, there will be the open area and then a wall, followed by cannon, followed by a trash building, followed by wizard tower close to the wall in a horizontal line, and then build on top of those. So you can see how he's used that in this base build. So as you look at this base, you can see there are parts that are more spread out and there's parts that are compact, and it's not symmetrical at all. And so this also throws off attackers to make it difficult for them to decide which way to approach this base and how to approach each section. Spread out bases tend to be geared more towards using archer queen walks and charges. The smaller Valk kill squad, they typically have a lot of double giant bomb spots and possible kill zones. A kill zone is an area away from double giant bombs and air defense, which is always comprised of a segmented Tesla farm and wizard towers. So you can see an example of that there. This is a kill zone. Spread out bases are usually a lot weaker to clean up attacks because the less condensed compartments and compacted bases means you can target specific areas for higher values. This becomes really weak to the HGHB. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want this to be a huge long video on base building. It would probably be several hours long. What I want to do instead is give you guys a base, give you some tips, give you some ideas about why this base works and things to look out for, And you can use this base until somebody like Powerbang comes along and makes a video on how to 3-star it. And then we'll just make another one. So hopefully you guys are excited about this. I'm super excited about it. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you think, how it's working for you. If you have any questions, be sure to download the Discord app and then look in the description for the link on joining the Clash Tutor Room. This is where we're at. This is where we're talking about stuff. So if you have any questions, need any help with your attacks or anything else, be sure to join that room and talk to all the awesome subscribers that are more than happy to help you out. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Again, I'm doing weekly Clash Royale tournaments that are super fun. We just did our first one today. Had a blast battling with some of you guys, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that. And I'm also going to add the link to Joshy's Twitter in the description down below. Be sure to follow him there. If you use this base and you like it, be sure to let him know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.